Now tell me about the name Moody.
Moody is actually a name of a novel written by the first black South African, Sol Plaatje, to write a novel in English. It means harvester. It is the name, it's a Setswana name. And coming from an academic background, one of my majors is English. My husband is a professor of English, and we read this novel. And when we put together our company, having read the story of Moody, we realized that there were parallels because in the story, Moody is a heroine that traverses half of South Africa because of war that took place in her home and flattened the entire village, and she ran and ran and ran until she arrived at a place where she didn't know anybody, did not speak the languages of the people, but she had to forge relationships with people in order to survive. And when we read the story, it had parallels, particularly in South Africa at that time, when everybody was going through some sort of change, including ourselves. And having traveled 1,400 kilometers from our own homes to the Western Cape without knowing the languages, without knowing anything about wines, but having been able to establish relationships with people around us, we found that Moody was a fitting name for the company and therefore for the wine. And plus, the book was written by the first South African to write a novel in English, having been told that we were the first to be in the wine industry on the farm. We just loved the name. It resonated.
Now tell me, do you drink wine now?
I do, probably a little bit too much.
And your husband?
He does.
Yeah.
What we had to do, Jennifer, is that when we were anticipating to get onto the farm, we started buying wine, horrible wine if you ask now on hindsight. But we put a little bit of wine and a lot of grape juice in the wine.
Oh my God.
So that you can drink it and taste it and test it. But over a period of time, the wine kicked out the juice, particularly after we made our own wine. So our own wine, to begin with, had to be a very accessible, very drinkable wine that we ourselves could relate to, could drink and enjoy, because we knew that if we are to ask other black South Africans to try our wine, they would be in the same position that we were when we started learning about wine. They would want to put Coke into it or something horrible like that into the wine. So it was a very soft, elegant kind of wine. But over the years, we have also grown in the kind of wine that we enjoy. Not only do we drink wine, but we have built our brand and improved the quality of our wine to where now the wine that we produce can be enjoyed by people who know a lot about wine, people who don't drink wine, and people who know a lot about wine. And this one wine, the Moody Platinum, is made specifically for food, because our first wine was classic, Moody Classic. And then after 5 years, actually this one is just since 2011, we made the Platinum, which is more robust, more enjoyable by people who know about wine. But yes, we do drink wine. We put a bottle of wine on the table with food every evening, but it is just that one glass, at the most 2 glasses.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how many grape varieties do you grow?
We grow a Sauvignon Blanc, a Chenin Blanc, a Pinotage, and a Merlot. But over the years, we realized that we needed to increase our offering. So one of the practices in the industry is that you can buy in grapes, and we also bought grapes to improve the quality of our own grapes and to blend. So right now we've got an offering of 3 reds and 3 wines.